Well, hi there, dear friends. This is Bob Hatton again. Now I'm back in Germany. We're back at home. And just let me tell you, it is cold here. That's why I've got my scarf on and my hat, my cap and my overcoat to keep warm. Now, I said last week I wanted us to follow what the shepherds said on that first Christmas Eve, after the angel had appeared to them, after they had seen the glory of God and heard the wonderful message that today Christ the Lord has been born, the Savior has been born in the city of David, in Bethlehem. And they said, come on, let's go to Bethlehem. Now, as I'm saying to you, let's go to Bethlehem, I don't mean, get on an airplane and go over to the Middle East. I think Bethlehem is more than that. Bethlehem is kind of an attitude. Bethlehem is kind of a symbol for something. And we saw that it starts off in the speaking about Bethlehem way back in the first book of the Bible, in the book of Genesis. And we find out that Jacob, who's leaving his uncle Laban, who's also his father-in-law, is coming with all of his family. In Jacob, he had 4 wives. He had two proper wives and two like wives, and a lot of children. I think he had 11 children at this time. And his wife, his favorite wife, that was Rachel, she was expecting another baby. She'd already had one boy, and they called him Joseph, and Jacob was very proud of this boy, and he promoted him above all the others. That was his son, because he loved Rachel, and he was tricked to marry Leah, and if you can read the story in the book of Genesis. But he loved Joseph, and he spoiled him, and he lifted him up above all the other boys. And when they're not quite at Bethlehem, I mean, Rachel doesn't make it to Bethlehem, but because she dies on the way, just on the outskirts of that city, which is probably only a village at that time. But she goes into labor, she gives birth to her second boy, and of course, with her last breath, she calls him Ben-Omi, which means the son of my sorrow. And Jacob says, no, he's not Ben-Omi, he's Benjamin, the son of my right hand. And he wants to also, he puts him at the side of his favorite son. Now he's got 2 favorite sons, and he will make them great. And of course, God is prepared to bless everybody, and he did bless Joseph, especially as we read through towards the end of the book of Genesis. He's sold as a slave and went to Egypt, and we read about how God brought him through, how God formed his character, how he becomes very mature and another person, and how he then saves the whole world from certain death by starvation. He's a symbol of Jesus. And of course, Jacob then joins Joseph and all the other boys. The whole family comes to live in Egypt. And before Jacob dies, Jacob is the one who always has to make sure everything's going right. He's always got his plans. He's always got his hand in this and that and doing something. He makes sure everything is going right. He's so proud of his son Joseph and Benjamin, and of course the other guys they're okay as well. But when it's time for him, just before he dies, he calls the boys together and he prays with each one of them. He prays with Joseph, and he blesses Joseph's sons. He got two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, who also become the fathers of two tribes from Joseph. There's then 2 tribes, and he blesses them. But it's when he comes to Judah that Judah gets a very special blessing, that the scepter is going to come from Judah. The scepter, that is a sign of the king. And Judah becomes then really the focused boy in the Old Testament. Judah's not the oldest son. Judah's not the oldest son of Leah. He got 4 older brothers, 3 older brothers. He's the 4th one. But Judah is the first one who finds the way back to God. They all did stuff that they shouldn't have done. Even Judah did that. But Judah found his way back, and he apologized. He asked for forgiveness. He found forgiveness. And this is something that really pleased the Lord. And so it's through the lineage of of Judah that the kings are going to come, and not only the kings, but also the Messiah who is coming for the whole world. Now, we will see that Bethlehem, or that, first of all, Judah is a person, he's the son of Jacob, but he's also the father of the tribe of Judah, becomes one of the 12 tribes of Israel. When Israel moves into the promised land, it then becomes one of the areas, the tribal lands where Israel settles, and Bethlehem lies in Judah. So I would like to just have a look at this, that which was despised. I mean, because Jacob was lifting up Joseph, he was lifting up Benjamin, and he was despising the sons that he had by Leah. But it's that what's been despised that God chooses. It's that what we don't think has much potential. Is that what God chooses? Bethlehem didn't have much potential, but in these days, even now, after so long, everybody's speaking about Benjamin in the churches. They're reading about Bethlehem. In the churches, you're reading about Bethlehem. People will be thinking again what the shepherd said. Let's go to Bethlehem. All over the world, in every single country, will be reading this story during these days. And it's God who chose Judah, who chose Benjamin, who he chose me, he chose you. Not because we were so good and we're so clever and so intelligent and so good looking, but because God is gracious. And in fact, he chooses out which has been despised by the world. So there's hope for all of us. Hey, have a good day. See you tomorrow. Bob Hatton.